I remember.
With all I know about the universe, you think I'd have it down the way it works. If I'm so richly blessed, how come sometimes I'm such a mess? Guess I forget. So help me remember who I am. Help me to trust in the master plan when I think that I can't. Remind me I can. Help me remember who I am. I've read the concepts and complexities of quantum physics and string theories, but it's the simple stuff, like love is all that I know, that trips me up. So help me remember who I am. Help me to trust in the master plan when I think that I can't. Remind me I can. Help me remember who I am. I am the precious child of God, for heaven's sake. Not putting sorrow on the breeze. So when I'm feeling kind of small and lost in space, could you remind me, please? So help me remember who I am. Help me to trust in the master plan when I think that I can't. Remind me I can. Help me remember who I am. Help me remember who I am.
We found on Thursday, and it's called True Calling, and it was just so good and so perfect for this. We had to work it up really fast for you guys. So it's by Jana Stanfield, and you'll probably hear some more songs from her. She's really good.
We hear the voice no one else can hear. It's clear and loud, ringing in your ear. You finally know what it's time to do. That's your true calling, calling you.
Society. Mark, Debbie, Billy.
Good morning.
Morning.
At Connections, our motto is good and getting even better. It's a great motto, but how do we make that happen? Inside ourselves, inside our church, our relationships, our careers, or even inside of our whole life experience, our individual and collective realities. What spiritual practices can we put into effect that will affect everything in our worlds? Let's meet up with our friends Spiritual Stacy and her longtime friend Francine as they are discussing this very thing.
Fran, I just love our weekly lunch date.
Oh, I look forward to them too. You sure have changed a lot over the past year or two.
I have?
Oh yeah, you have.
How do you think I've changed?
Well, you seem more and more positive, upbeat every time I see you.
Oh, goodness, thank you.
As your friend, I can tell you this.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, you had gotten pretty negative, and I really didn't look forward to our lunches back then very much.
Oh?
Yeah, well, then anyway, over the past couple of years, you have really become an inspiration to me.
I have?
Oh yeah. During the week, if I start drifting into my own negative modes, I find myself thinking, what would Stacy say about this? Or how would she react in this situation?
Wow, I'm so honored. Thank you so much, Fran.
So I just have to know, what's your secret?
Well, there really isn't a secret. I've been going to Connections, and they really celebrate being positive over there.
I see. I'll have to start going with you then, because I could really use more positive in my life too. So it's just an upbeat place then? Do they teach you anything?
Well, of course, Fran. There are spiritual principles behind this positivity stuff, you know.
There is?
Of course.
Like what?
Well, karma to begin with.
Isn't that like a 60s thing?
I don't know. I think it's a right now kind of thing. It's one of the spiritual principles that has helped me become a better me.
So what does karma mean to you?
Karma is an ancient Sanskrit word that literally means action.
Action, huh? How is action a spiritual principle? I'm confused.
Well, for me, the first change was seeing that almost everything either starts with or is created by an action on one level or another.
Huh?
Well, thinking is an action, speaking is an action, and of course, doing is also an action.
Okay, so why is that important?
Well, I used to think that only my actions, what I actually did, create my reality.
Okay.
So, that gave me the freedom to think as negatively as I wanted, and to say whatever I wanted to. No matter how hurtful or negative it was, as long as I only tried to do good deeds, then I figured out that it was okay.
I see. I remember you back then. You did think pretty negatively. And you used to floor me with the words that would come out of your mouth. But you were always a good person. I knew that you would never do anything to hurt anyone else. So what you were saying makes a lot of sense to me for how you used to be.
Yeah, back then I was a living contradiction. My thoughts, my words, my deeds didn't match up at all.
I'm getting it.
Yeah. So once I realized that all three, my thoughts, my words, and my deeds, were all actions, and karma meant action, then I started to really see the karma I was creating for myself through all three areas.
I understand what you were saying about that, but I thought that karma was like what you put out comes back to you, that kind of thing.
Well, that's the other half of karma. Every action creates another action. Karma creates more karma.
Okay, if karma just creates more karma, then what is really the point?
Well, there's positive karma and negative karma.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, good thoughts create more good thoughts. Speaking in the positive creates more things to speak positive about. Is that what you were saying?
You nailed it.
So this is the spiritual principle of karma then?
Pretty much. Thinking, speaking, and doing are all actions. You can choose the positive or negative versions, or any, or all three. Whichever you choose to put out through you will come right back to you.
That definitely explains the change that I've seen in you over the past couple of years.
Thanks, Fran. I gotta tell you, it feels so much better. When I used to complain all the time, all I seemed to get back was even more things to complain about. Now that I'm thinking and speaking and doing all in the positive sense, that is exactly what I'm getting back to.
This karma stuff seems pretty powerful.
Oh, it is, and I'm living proof. You've seen the transformation in me right before your very eyes.
So, this may seem like a stupid question, but how do you know the difference between good karma and bad karma?
Dharma.
No, I said karma.
Yeah, the answer is Dharma.
Is that like karma's sister?
Well, kind of. Dharma is always a Sanskrit word. It literally means to uphold or sustain.
Okay, and
Well, you can think of Dharma as the root of compassion and empathy.
how so?
Well, it asks us to determine the intent behind every action. If any action, any karma, is to the benefit of God, ourselves, and others, then it's good karma. But if our thought, our word, or deed would not reflect well on God, or not bring out the best parts of ourselves, or it could hurt others, then that would be negative karma, according to Dharma.
Okay, so Dharma basically decides if any actions goes into the plus or minus column of your karma worksheet then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I think I'm getting it.
Very cool.
So karma has that bigger picture end of itself, that energy boomerang part. Does Dharma have a bigger picture version of itself too?
It sure does. At its root, Dharma can be defined as your life's purpose.
So everyone's life purpose is to create good karma then?
Oh, yes. Imagine how the world would change if that was everyone's goal, our purpose in life.
Yeah, that would be amazing. But then wouldn't we all be running around just doing the same thing?
Oh, of course not. We all have different interests, talents, and gifts. So each person's Dharma is as unique as we are as individuals. Kind of like snowflakes. No two of us are exactly alike.
So my purpose in life is supposed to be different than yours then?
Of course. How many things in your life have you thought to yourself, I was born to do this?
Oh, a lot. I was born to be the mother to my children, the wife to my husband, to sing, to paint, to be your friend.
Exactly, just as I was for mine.
Karma and Dharma are my two new best friends. Let's see if they change my life the same way that they changed yours.
I'm so excited for you, Fran, and I'd be happy to help you however I can along the way.
My friend, I think that just might be part of your Dharma, and together we'll create tons of positive karma.
Karma and Dharma are a hypnotherapist's best friend. This morning, we're going to go in and see some of the karma that you may be creating to see if it's a positive or a negative. So as you close your eyes and get comfortable in your chairs, feel yourself relax. So if a wave of relaxation went from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your toes, allowing every nerve and muscle to go limp and relaxed. Imagining yourself on a beach on a beautiful day, just like today. Having your feet in the sand, smelling the ocean breeze, and hearing the waves as they crash up on the shore. As you walk along the beach, I want you to feel God's energy coming in as a teacher. It's your guide. Standing on the sidelines for a moment, but feeling His presence. And as you want to learn more about karma, I want you to imagine karma always comes full circle. So I want you to see circles in the sand of different energies of karma that you've created in your life and lifetimes. As if God was creating these circles in the sand all along this beach. Some may be big, some may be small, some may be deep, some may be shallow. But notice all these karmic circles within your life's energy. See and feel as they reflect back. And as you notice these circles, imagine God lighting up all the
positive karma experiences in your life. All those ones that reflect you and reflect God's energy in a positive note. As if they turn bright white, lighting up. Then look back on the beach and notice which ones are light, which ones are not so bright. And for a moment, I want you to choose one bright circle that you're drawn to. Notice where it's at. Feel yourself drawn to it, walking over to it, and standing in its energy. Notice its energy. What does it feel like? What is this karma that you've created? These experiences in your life. It can be anywhere on that circle. You may want to be at the very beginning, or the middle, or the end. You choose. Or walk along the whole path from beginning to end. But notice its energy. As you become aware of this karma that you've created, feel it glow inside of you. I see all the positive things that have come from it in your life and the lives of others. Is it because of your awareness it glows even brighter? And then for a moment, I want you to stand back and choose one that's not so bright. Locating where it's at, what it looks like. Knowing that you can change karma. You don't have to walk its full circle. You created it. You can recreate it. So I want you to choose one of those darker circles and allow yourself to walk into its energy. And notice where it began. What is it? And how does it play full circle? With God's help, feel yourself, if you want to recreate its energy, as if God walks in the circle with you, bringing you back to its beginning, showing you what happened to create its karma, giving yourself permission to have a do-over. What would you do different? Rewrite the story. Feel it play within your heart, your mind, and your soul. What would you do? And how does it play out? How do the ripple effects change as you change it? Feel it in its ultimate version. And then as you stand back, notice its circle light up, becoming bright like the others. How that feels. And with that, you can feel yourself stand back for a moment, looking at all these circles that you've created, that God's helped you create with you. Feeling the joy that comes from all those ones that are bright and all the ones that aren't, knowing that you have the power to change it at any time. Just by a thought, actually going back in and understanding it, knowing that God is helping you along your path to make all circles joyous and happy. Well, that's His true light and yours. Feel yourself coming off the beach, walking back, reconnecting with the room, taking a couple of deep breaths. And then you've just added another tool to your toolbox, your life's journey. You can open your eyes when you're ready. sometimes, but one that can be very profound if you allow it to be. So during your week, if you want to take a moment, just look at other karmic experiences that you might have. Go a little bit deeper. It's very powerful technique.